All right, trippers, so today we are headed to a very exotic destination. There'll be exotic sights, exotic sounds, smells, and foods. And you know the day tripper's big on beef and, well, pork and chicken. But what about the other white meat? So today, we're heading to Turkey. But I am quite sleepy. And since it's a long way to go, anybody else want to drive? I think I might take a snoozer. Anybody?
Yeah, I got it. We're good.
Ah, sweet.
I'll step in, man.
Thanks, Todd.
Yep, no worries.
I'll pull over.
Okay, where are we going again?
Turkey, I think.
Shh.
Oh, yeah, he's sleeping.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay. So, do you know which way to go? Do you know where you're going?
I haven't got a clue, but we'll figure it out. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info.
All right. Made it.
Wait, guys, where are we?
You said Turkey. Here we are.
Oh, Turkey, Texas, man. Turkey, Texas.
That makes a lot more sense.
Turkey, Texas is on this side of the Atlantic Ocean. More specifically, in the eastern panhandle, about an hour and a half from either Lubbock or Amarillo. Turkey! You tell people you're going to Turkey and they may picture a land of mosques and spice markets, but you won't find any of that stuff here. There's also no Istanbul or Constantinople for that matter, just a small, laid-back Texas town. Turkey. Well, this is definitely not the kind of place you come for the metropolitan side of life, I'll tell you that. It's just one of those day trips where you sort of just like slow down. You gotta set your pace on turkey time, you know what I mean? And that was town. We threw it out of it in like 2 minutes. Which makes sense because the town itself is less than a mile wide. So small, I'm not even sure there's a place to buy a turkey sandwich. But what you will find is one tasty, tasty breakfast. So to kick off the day, we're headed for just that at Galvans. It's a local institution run by local couple Antonio and Kuka Galvan. Now I see this picture up here.
Yes, sir.
There's you and your husband, huh?
Yes, sir.
So how long have you lived here?
Here we have been here since 1967.
Oh, awesome. And in those years, they've seen some serious changes in Turkey, going from a once booming farm town to the much smaller and quieter community it is today.
Like my pastors call it, it is a ghost town. And I said, well, I guess we are.
I know, we're not ghosts yet.
Yeah, not yet. But,
Not yet.
Yeah.
Ghosts don't eat this well.
Yeah, well, no, they don't. But I praise the Lord that it has given me a good business.
Amen to that. A good business built on good hearty breakfast, whether that's classic American or desayuno Mexicano. It's sort of like the sign. There's a cowboy hat and a sombrero.
Yes.
And in here, there's a wall of John Wayne and a wall of Selena.
Yes, yes, sir.
It's the blending of the cultures, huh?
That's, yes.
A blending of the cultures mixed in with a bit of Kuka's kitchen magic.
They said, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I said, how much do you put? I said, I don't measure. I just put it there and
That's the secret. Don't measure.
Well,
Feel
no.
it.
Yes,
Feel
you
the
just
ingredients.
Feel it, you put the ingredients.
That's not common sense. That's the gift then.
And that's a gift. Well, I guess that's a gift, all right.
Kuka's cooking is definitely a gift for us all, especially when talking about her homemade fried pies.
Apple,
Apple?
cherry, and apricot.
Oh man, these look awesome.
Yes.
I think we're gonna buy this whole platter for the crew. I think we'll pack these in our holsters and eat them on the road. Oh man, I'm already at breakfast dessert, but better eat breakfast first. How about starting with some huevos rancheros? I know I don't look Mexican, but something deep in my soul connects with Mexican breakfast. It's too sloppy to even put on a fork. That's why they give you the tortillas. Here we go. Ooh, yeah. And the ranchero sauce, that's got kick. Take this taco up a couple notches, a little beans, maybe a little bit of bacon. Just fold that sucker in there. I love a good, simple Mexican breakfast. Every morning should start this good. All right, now dessert. And back to the road. Now, breakfast was definitely the most important meal of our day, as it's going to give us the fuel we need to explore one of the most beautiful places in Texas that's just up the road, Caprock Canyons State Park. Situated right at the edge of the Llano Estacado, where the Texas high plains crumble away into magnificent canyons, mesas, and gorges, all ready to be explored. This is so cool. And what's crazy is that right on the other side of those cliffs, flat as a pancake for miles and miles and miles into New Mexico. This park covers about 22 square miles of some of the most stunning land in the state. Its rugged walls and deep ravines tell a story that goes back eons as oceans, rivers, and winds cut these cliffs into the caprock. Don't you ever dare say Texas is flat. Never. Look at the color. I'm seeing like 10 shades of green and another 10 shades of red. Not to mention the big, bright blue Texas sky. This park is famous for hiking with over 28 miles of trails, but there's also a lake for fishing and swimming, and even some friendly local furballs. We've just come into a prairie dog colony. Hey, little buddy. Oh, he's wagging his tail. Like everywhere. These guys are fat. They eat well out here in the Caprock. But then what you find around every corner are breathtaking views. Whew, wow. This was amazing. I know it gets said a lot, but never in my life have I seen a picture of Caprock Canyon that did it any justice. Wow. I mean, it is so much more just vast and huge and grand than it looks on pictures. This is beautiful. I mean, don't you feel like you're like living right in the middle of a John Wayne movie? Because it feels like that to me. And what better way to explore the Caprock than like John Wayne himself on horseback? Now presenting The Day Tripper Rides Again in full tripper scope, starring Chet Garner on his trusty steed, Mr. T, and riding beside him, Tomas as Tomas and his horse, Coyote. Together, they ride.
Vámonos.
Vámonos! Very slowly. Whew, now this is the way to see this state park, huh?
You bet.
By horseback.
Yeah, horseback. That's the way I like it.
Tomas has been guiding trips out here for over 20 years and knows these trails like the back of his hand because he's seen them all from the back of his horse. How much of it you think you've seen? You've been down every trail?
Oh, yeah, just about everything.
Just about.
There's some places that are real rough. You can't get to it. And, of course, I don't go there.
Sure.
But, yeah, I've been pretty well everywhere.
Now that is a beautiful sight right there. You ever get used to it?
You know what? I come down here pretty regular. And I like it. I'm never bored. I mean, I love it. I love this country.
In our view, I see no sign of man at all, other than you. But there's no trails, there's no houses, there's no...
And they used to be Indians, you know, this year's Indian country.
Right.
Yeah, Indian country.
This area was once known as Comancheria, the heart of the Comanche Indian Empire. And out here, you can almost see and feel the Comanches riding through these canyons. Tomas hosts riders from all over the world because views and rides like this one aren't easy to come by, no matter what continent you're on.
I already see everything from here.
360 degrees of God's green earth. That's a beautiful thing. You know, this sort of makes me feel like a Comanche myself, perched high on a cliff, scouting the land. I didn't much expect to see any water up here in the Caprock. Whoa, look at these. These are tracks down here.
Yeah, there's
That
deer
deer?
track, wild hog tracks. There's all kinds of track here.
What do you think that is right here? That's got, that's got
that's
claws on
That's
it.
a coyote up there.
Coyote, cool. We're using all of our Comanche skills here.
Yeah, you betcha.
This park is full of wildlife, and it's time to say adios to Tomas and his horses to visit the park's most important animal population, the official Texas State Bison Herd. Numbering around 130 bison, the state herd is normally roaming the park right next to the public.
You can see them on the trails. I mean, so think about hiking the trailway or out on the trails, and next thing you know, you got 20 bison on the trail with you. You know?
See the Caprock in the background and the
Right.
bison just grazing like they've been doing for thousands of years, you
Yep.
know? This is Park Superintendent Donald Beard, who oversees this herd like they're his own furry family.
And that's the whole point of what we're doing here, okay? This is not an exhibit. This actually is their historic homeland. So this is where they belong, and this is now where you can see the people of Texas can come see these animals in their wild state.
And while the bison are usually out and about, today is a special day, as they've been herded up and corralled into these pens for their annual checkup. And we're getting a little behind the scenes.
All right, so what we do is we bring them in from over here.
Okay.
Yep. And they'll come down these set of pens around this tub right here and right down through here.
Whew, man, they're going fast. I see you got, there's a vet down here, more park staff.
Right.
What all are they doing?
Well, we do a general health check. So we check everybody, make sure that they're healthy. Everybody gets a set of vaccinations. And all of the new calves, we take hair samples, we take blood samples, and they all get tags.
Now that may seem like a lot of care for a few burly beasts, but these are the last true specimens of the Southern Plains bison that used to number around 60 million across Texas and the Southern Plains, but were driven to near extinction. So preserving these bison isn't just a hobby, it's truly preserving our history.
And one of the things we do when we work these is we check see if they're pregnant or not. And we got lots of cows, and the vet kind of gets tired every now and then, so you up for it?
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking me to do, but I'm up for anything.
Now we'll make sure it's a cow, not a bull, though.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh boy, what have I gotten myself into? When they give you the full arm glove, you know you're in for some serious business. Oh my gosh. How high does that need to go? Am I gonna get totally lost in there?
Probably. The vet will tell you for sure.
Okay. Bring in the subject. Snap. I'm still a bit confused. Maybe the vet can shed some light on what I'm doing.
You need to find out if she's pregnant.
And there's only one way to do that, right?
And you're gonna go in rectally and feel the baby.
Wait, I thought I'm going in the wrong one.
Top one.
Oh, okay.
Feel down.
Okay. Is this gonna be obvious? Because I have no idea.
Maybe.
Here goes nothing. Right here? Okay. Oh. Man. I'm doing my duty to the great state of Texas here. Okay. Oh. Well, we definitely have some bison in here. Okay, easy girl. This is not comfortable for me either, I promise. I think I'm feeling some bones. If I'm feeling some kind of bone.
There's only one thing that's as hard as bone.
In there.
And
Well,
that's
that's
a
a
calf.
pelvis. And then
You have a 50-50 shot.
I'm gonna say yeah. Oh, wow. you verify me. I felt something in there. Let me see if I was good at first try.
You're right.
Yeah! So she's pregnant. Excellent. I would shake your hand and say thank you, but oh wow.
You got something on your
Oh yeah, no thanks. Well, state of Texas, don't say I don't love you. Whew, the things I do on this show. Well, no matter how many times I go tripping, there are always firsts here on the Day Tripper. So after I wash my hands like 50 times, let's head back to civilization. So the state park is actually in this town, and if you've never heard it pronounced, well, you probably need a lesson. We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road. So here in Texas, we don't exactly follow the Queen's rules of English, right? I mean, we like to make up our own pronunciations. Some may say mispronunciations, but if we all decide what's right, then who's to say we're wrong? Am I right? Like the name of this town. So how would you say that? Would you say maybe Quitaque? Or how about Quitaque? Or Quitaque? Wrong, wrong, and wrong. All wrong. Because it's actually Quitaque. Ka and qua. Sure. That's the language of Texas right there. So Quitaque is Turkey's sister city. They are about the same size and the same population, but what they also share is some amazing history. The story of bison and native Indians, followed by settlements, wars, and turmoil. To mark the significant events in the story of the Comanche Indians, the Texas Plains Trail region has erected arrows at important sites all across the Panhandle. But to dive into even more of this story, let's visit a local treasure trove of history, the Caprock Canyons Museum. This is museum president Jerry Leatherman. So I know we are standing on ground zero for a lot of the Native American history, and then settling and the Indian Wars and all of that happened really right where we're standing.
Right in this area. You can go all the way back to Coronado when he came through in Floyd County. And prior to him coming, we had a number of Native Americans, some tribes without names.
And all those layers of history are still here. They're just buried below the red dirt. And like a modern Indiana Jones of sorts, Jerry and his friends, armed with metal detectors, are finding lots of evidence of all the armed skirmishes that happened here in the Caprock.
Here we have a very interesting find. It's a cylinder that we could tell came off an old Colt revolver. As you can see, the round balls are still in it. It was a cap and ball pistol.
Aha! And fortunately, rather than being locked away in some private home, the community started this museum so we could all see and enjoy these things.
This button was my greatest find, I think, of anything. It says Texas right across the top of it. In the middle of it is a D for dragoon. Their mounted men were called dragoons at that time.
Dropped by a member of the Texas Cavalry back in 1841 when the Republic of Texas made a little-known and completely failed attempt to conquer New Mexico.
Whenever you come up with something like that, you got proof positive that this is the camp you're looking for, because that's a very unique button.
And by finding these sorts of items, Bob and his friends have been able to change the history books to reflect the truth about what happened here in the Caprock.
I was looking for a skirmish site. We had a history book that had a map, and it showed me exactly where that thing was. We got out there and we looked, and we looked, and we looked, and we couldn't find a single artifact. Wound up about 8 miles away from that spot that was identified on the map, and we found the actual site.
Wow.
And I started finding shell casings was the first thing I found.
And with each quest come new discoveries, which all brings about new understanding of our own history. Well, you guys are teaching all of Texas something about these things.
Well, we've never thought quite that broad about it, but that's fine, because we learn so much from other people like us that are of the same minds.
It's amazing how much you can learn from rusty pieces of metal. So let's head back to Turkey and learn from another. This old rusty bus sitting on the street. You'll notice it bears the name Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. Well, folks, I think it's time that we all sing along with Turkey's most beloved son, the legendary Bob Wills, whose museum now sits in the old elementary school. Now, if you aren't familiar with Bob, you should be. He's in both the Country Music and Rock and Roll Hall of Fames. He's the king of Western swing, and he swung his way into the soul of Texas music from right here in Turkey. Is Bob Wills basically like the patron saint of Turkey?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
This is Devonna Gray with The City, who makes sure every generation remembers Bob Wills for his contribution to popular music, as he created and pioneered a completely new genre.
He really didn't know what he was trying to create at the time, and he was so focused on jazz and blues and that type of music. So with the collective group and the people that he picked, it became a phenomenon.
And that group was the Texas Playboys. With Bob as its leader and main fiddle player, they invented Western swing, a mesh of Spanish two-step, polka, folk, and jazz. And the annual Bob Wills Day Festival here in Turkey attracts thousands from all over the world. Yeah, what do you think it is about Bob Wills music that resonates with such a large group of people?
It's just that it's so different, and you can't help but start tapping your toe and clapping your hand, and
Now, Turkey didn't know Bob as a superstar, just as a cotton picker's son who played in picking circles all over town and could also help you pick out a new haircut as the town barber. All right, look at this. It's some original tools from his barbershop that Bob Wills probably used to cut someone's hair. But his real tool was right here, the fiddle. It says this one was owned by his dad, which no doubt Bob played at one point or another. You know what the difference is between a violin and a fiddle? It's all how you play it. And man, Bob Wills could play. You know, I always think of Bob Wills and I think about his music, but I often forget that he was actually in a bunch of old Hollywood westerns. This guy was like a triple threat. He cut hair, he played the fiddle, and he acted. Gosh. Bob.
You'll never live up to it.
I know. You know, I could have been one of Bob's Playboys, right? Well, maybe Chet and the Trippers didn't work out in Lubbock at the Buddy Holly Museum because rock and roll's not our style. Maybe we need to reunite with a new look and a new sound.
Oh, yeah.
turkey, playing this fiddle for you all. Saw myself a bison, even fed me one. I washed my hand before dinner because it was in a bison bomb. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sing my song out here all day long, just like Bob Wills used to do. Ho ho ho, take it, Rich. Maybe we got something here, but probably not. You know, I think we'll leave that stuff to the more talented types and stick with what we're good at, like exploring. You know, we still haven't seen a turkey, and that sounds pretty good for dinner. What was... I thought I just heard... What? Where's that coming from? Am I being followed? I'm being followed. Okay, never mind. No turkey dinner. No turkey dinner. But you know, we still gotta eat something. So let's head to Hotel Turkey. Built in 1927, this hotel has become a place not just to rest your head, but also get your belly fed with a less than ordinary menu.
Bison brisket. Oh, that's good though.
Okay, yeah.
But before dinner, let's sit down on the porch and rock a bit with owner Pat Carson.
As I understand, you are the owner of this fine establishment.
Yes.
Also the mayor.
Yes.
And have another job as well?
Yeah.
Doing a little something?
Yeah. Not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, I guess not.
But Pat and his wife have found enough time to be the modern stewards of this historic landmark.
Its claim to fame is, and whether it's true or not, I really can't say, but its claim to fame is that it's the oldest continuously operated hotel in Texas.
Okay.
So since 1927, the doors have never shut.
Wow.
There might have been a time or two they should have shut, but they never did. The interesting thing about the hotel for us has been that people from all over the world have either been here or heard of it or randomly come by.
Today, the food is bringing in many a visitor, looking for one of the best meals in the Panhandle.
We can't have a really big menu because we never know if we're going to have 5 customers or 50. So we kind of have to limit what we do.
Sure.
But what we do have is good.
All right, well, the dining room is filling up, the band is playing some ditties, and it's time to get to the full meal. Tonight, it's barbecue, bison burgers, or, dun-da-da-da, bison fillets. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, this looks awesome. Look at this. Time to dive in. Look at that baby. Oh dude, that is good. That is incredible. It's super tender like a fillet would be, but it's got this richness and meatiness to it. I don't know what it is. I think it may be the fact that I've been hanging out with bison all day, or that this steak is just amazing, but this is one of the best steaks I've ever had. I'm intrigued. I keep going back for bites, thinking that I'll be able to describe why it's different than beef. So I have to just keep eating it until I figure it out. That's the only solution, really.
What a day. It's not across the sea, but Turkey, Texas is far from ordinary. A place where you can chase adventures, chase bison, chase history, or chase down some delicious grub. And whether you encounter some wild turkeys or not, you're guaranteed to have a gobbling good time.
You know what? I didn't eat a single bite of turkey in Turkey, but hey, I don't mind. So I'll see all y'all out on the road. Vaya con Dios, amigos. I guess they're spicing it up with jalapenos. Woo! Think I need some water or some coffee or something?
Nope, dry.
No,
Nothing.
like
That's it.
Anybody? I think we forgot that. Pump it out.
Can you tell me where it hurts? Can you tell me where it hurts?
Just tell me I'll make it, Richie. Tell me I'll pull through.
I'm
not sure where the arrow hit me. I think it was somewhere in this region.
That's a thin buffalo right there.
Let's just say I don't think I could be in this saddle for too long. You are split me where the good Lord done already split me up the back. Ow. But I guess you do owe me one, Buffalo. Touche. Listen, I am now a trained professional. I'm gonna check to see what this one. It's sucking me back in. Sucking me back in.
This is not gonna make PBS, man.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy y'all, Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.